Hello, baseball fans. Welcome to the Buster Brawl podcast. This is Billy B. The Giants lost to the Miami Marlins last night. Justin Verlander got another loss. It was kind of a very lackluster game. The Giants continue to make a marginal starting pitcher look like he's going to win a Cy Young Award. It is absolutely unbelievable. It's like every series, some marginal pitcher, whether it's a right-hander or left-hander, completely dominates the Giants lineup. Even the new great Rafi Devers, he's batting in the last 10 days, the last 2 weeks. This guy's batting 140. He's now the lowest batting average on the team, and he's the highest paid player. So I'm not saying that the Devers trade is a bad deal or anything. I'm sure he's having a hard time adjusting to 50 degrees in the middle of the summer as opposed to 120 sweltering, humid, nasty weather in Boston. And he has to adjust to a baseball field that is not, a home run blaster's ballpark, unless you're Barry Bonds, which this guy is not Barry Bonds by any stretch of the imagination. So, with that said, I'm hopeful that the Giants will sweep this one under the rug and come back and win the next two like they kind of have been doing. They seem to score a few more runs. More runs came on the board, but Verlander and Verlander's stats look good. He struck out, I think, 7. In the pregame, I was looking for 12 strikeouts. He got 7. That's pretty close. But they're hitting home runs off of them, really hard hit balls. I just don't think Verlander's pitching attitude is effective at this age. And what I mean by his pitching attitude is he'll throw it right down the middle. He'll throw you a fastball right down the middle. He'll even tell you he's throwing a fastball. Years ago, he could beat you that way. This year, not so much the case, and it probably has to do with the colder weather. Maybe Verlander needs to go pitch inside his own little personal environment. Like a dome or something. Half the year, I don't know, but so on the Giants pregame, George Contos was going over some of the mechanics that he's noticed with Verlander, and he noticed several things which really stood out to me. And one was he doesn't seem to be, his shoulders aren't really squared to home plate when he's releasing the ball. And it looks like he's throwing around his head, like his head is tilted towards first base when he's releasing the ball, as opposed to 2 years ago when his chest was facing the ball, facing home plate, square home plate, and he was throwing alongside of his head, not, with his head in the way kind of thing. Like a shoulder tilt posture, kind of similar to golf. How golfers, if they don't keep their head behind the ball, their head moves, or the head goes up or down too much, or the golf shot's no good. And that this is kind of the sense here that when a pitcher starts, when their head is kind of in the way of their throwing motion or their release. So anyway. I think the Justin Verlander deal for $15,000, I guess, is inexpensive for someone like him. Who else could you have gotten for $15,000 or $15 million? and put a lot of people in the seats. The Giants are doing that really well this year. They're averaging well over 30,000 people a game. I think it's like 35,000 a game. 40, just over 40, like 41,000 is a sellout, which they've been doing. They're like, I don't know, they've had like 3 or 4 sellouts in a row now. So anyway, the Giants are doing really well with getting the name people want to go see. Devers brought in tons of people, whether they're Giant fans or Boston Red Sox fans or just fans. And Chapman's playing well, but he's hurt. Adames, the Giants they have a nice team. They have players who are likable. They play all the time, so you can, you're not having to adjust to guys coming in and out of the lineup all the time and trying to figure out if you like their baseball personality or not. So I guess, in summary, I'm not real, I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna say it. I think the Justin Verlander experiment is not a win right now for the Buster Ball team. I don't know what you do with him. What do you do with Verlander? I mean, I don't know. So now we have to find someone to replace Verlander, because Verlander's going to come up with an injury here sooner or later, probably sooner than later, and he'll go on the DL. He'll be out for a bunch of weeks, this, that, the other thing, and then he'll just fade away. So we need someone to replace him. I'll check out the who's hot in the minor leagues in Sacramento. Jelly's got girl problems. He's breaking up from his wife, and I guess he smacked her around. That's not good. Abused her or assaulted her or some kind of shit. So Jelly might be in trouble. So we might need another pitcher there. So anyway, that is the story with Verlander. I'm going to give Verlander like 3 more starts, and then they're going to probably find a problem. And Rafi Devers, I'm not really sure about Rafi Devers. I've read some things about him that really makes me wonder why he doesn't do interviews. And when he does an interview, why does he listen to the English question and then answer it in Spanish or whatever dialect he speaks, and then an interpreter tells us what he just said? When you see Devers get on first base coach comes over and tells him something, and he shakes his head. Yeah, I got it. It's not like, the first base coach is speaking Spanish to him. It's fucking exactly what they're saying. He's been in the major leagues for 16 years. He was like a little kid when he signed a contract with the Red Sox. Do you think he had an interpreter then all this whole time? I don't think so. So Devers is a head case. I'm coming out and saying that today. Devers is a head case. And he needs to have like 4 games where he goes 3 for 4, 4 for 4, minimum 2 for 4 for a long time, because he supposedly, can hit for a batting average, and they don't want to put the ball near the plate. They don't want to put the ball in the strike zone against Devers, because he'll fucking kill it. So he's on base a lot. His on base percentage is high, and it does get the string moving. And yes, other players behind him are getting better pitches, because you just can't walk everybody. And that was the same case with Bonds. Other people got better pitches to hit because, they had to pitch to him. And that's kind of the case what's going on. And Devers has been flying out, popping up, not really hitting the ball real hard. He's hit a couple balls, like through the holes at second, which were, smoked, and he probably got a hit just because it was hit so hard. But I want to see doubles, lots of doubles, lots of balls bouncing off the center field walls from him. That's what is a true indicator of home runs to come, are doubles off the wall. And Triples Alley is a perfect place to do it. Right there, Rafi. So we're going to be on the Rafi Devers lookout here on the Bus Bro podcast for a while. We're going to be watching Justin Verlander, see what he does. And we're going to really hope that we win the next 2 games. So thanks for listening. Logan Webb's on the mound tonight. I think we're going to, probably get a 8-0 win today. And Logan Webb's going to strike out 13 batters and pitch 8 2/3 innings. All right. Later. Go Giants.